So the whatever it takes mindset. So Brandon and Pete and Jeff and I, we talked about it. We said, listen, let's do something where we can give you all some positive, impactful, easy to use stuff that you can immediately start to use in your business for your productivity, for your mindset, and for just general overall understanding and better self-awareness in this business, which we need. And if you're out there and you're experiencing it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't yet started to experience some of these things, listen, as a business owner, again, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Business owners go through some difficult things. So I'm gonna go ahead and share some things on and some important tips on how to do whatever it takes to be successful in this business. I'm just gonna throw some simple things at you, but before we do that, um, I wanna kind of talk about mindset for a minute. And again, my name is Pablo Troncoso. I'm direct to Unitrust University, or direct to Unitrust and Pete and Brandon. Um, let's take a look at something called your social media feed. Okay, this call is not about your Facebook page, your Twitter account, or anything like that. What this call is about, and this is why this is so important, everyone knows what a social media feed is, right? You go online and you look at all the stuff that everyone posts, right? So there's people that post good stuff, there's people that post bad stuff, there's people that never post anything, and so it goes on and on. But you know exactly what that is, and what I want to relate that to today, and the reason I'm bringing that up, is because guess what? You actually have a mental feed. Okay, you have a feed where people and everything that's happening around you is being posted to your mind. Everything that's happening around you, including this call. Okay, and that we call that your mental feed. And so there's 4 types of mental activity posts that are constantly going on. Just the same way there's constant posts on Facebook. You can never turn it off, shut it off. I mean, yes, you can put it away, but you know that posts are still happening, and that's happening in your head. And so there's 4 types of mental activity posts that happen. Okay. And some of those things have a positive and a negative impact. So of course there's positivity, right? There's posts where people are putting things of positivity, right? And if you look at, for example, any of my LinkedIn or posts out there, I'm always making sure that it's something that's of value and positivity. And think about it. Anything that's happening in your life that's a positive thing that you see, that's a post right into your mind. Boom. Okay? And we want that. Now, then there's negativity. There's things that are happening around us that are negative mental posts. Okay? I mean, all you got to do is turn on the TV and look at the news. Man, I went to the gym this morning, and I got on the bike, and man, am I glad I brought my book and my headphones so that I can listen to some to some tunes, some classical kind of drowning out tunes of everything else that was going on around me. Because I took one look up at the screen, and there was literally 6 screens. All of them were different news channels, and man, I was just shaking my head. I'm like, I can't believe, like, in a place where you're supposed to work on yourself, this is what's, they've got you to watch, and you can't change it. So I literally just dug my head into my book, and I took that negativity out, because I can't imagine a half hour of sitting on a bike with that, what it would have done. Then there's productivity posts. That's the next one, productivity. Things that are having you become and be productive. You're posting those things to your mind, and that's another kind of post that you want. So productivity post, for example, is this call, right? You being on this call is a productivity post. You reading that book on the bike is a productivity post. And being plugged in to your upline is a productivity post. All right, all these things are happening on your mental capacity. And then the last one is constructivity. Constructivity posts are anything that you're doing that's helping to build, right? Construct, that's helping to build yourself, to be better, to be a better business owner. If you're getting on that builder's call on Wednesdays at 10 a.m., if you're constantly counseling with your team, if you're placing ads, all these different things are construction, right? Constructivity. So there's really, if you look at these four, positivity, negativity, productivity, and constructivity, you want to eliminate and have as minimal as negativity in there as possible, because these other three things, your mind will automatically, you'll become a person of these positive things. Now, I just realized that maybe I had my screen paused. So, if you're with me, you understand that that's what our mental feed is. And what I mean by mental feed is, again, everything that's happening around us, we have the ability to control what we allow to come in, and we have the ability to control what we block. Okay? So if I know that a gym has all the screens of negative news, I either don't go in that room, or I make sure I go in with something that's going to be of one of these other posts, like a book. All right? So, guys, if you understand that, you get yourself in the right frame of mind. So what I want to do right now is I want to kick off and go into some easy, I came up with seven tips that you can start using, that's literally today, that you can start using, that's going to help you do whatever it takes to make sure that you're successful, okay? Successful in your productivity, and your positivity, and your constructivity, okay? So let's kick it off. So number one is go for no, okay? There's a book out there called Go for No, but Go for No basically just says, you know what? There are going to be a lot of no's, not just in insurance, but in sales in general and in life in general. Life isn't easy. So if we go for no, and we know that there's always going to be a yes somewhere around the corner, as long as we keep looking, right? 3 feet from gold, we don't want to stop short. We want to keep going for no. And if we go for no, we're going to get no's on our Saturday dials. We're going to get no's when we're sitting in, with the client in an appointment. We're going to get no's when we think that somebody wants to come on board as an agent on our team. But guess what? That's okay. That happens. There's a reason why 300 average, baseball players, batting average baseball players, make it into the Hall of Fame. That means that out of 10 chances that they had at bat, they only got 3 hits. They got on base 3 times. That means they failed 7 out of those 10 times, and they still made it into the Hall of Fame. Okay? So had they thought that the 7 were going to knock them out and keep them down, then they would have never gotten the full 3, and they would have never gotten to the Hall of Fame. So think about that. Go for no. Just expect it, and when you see it, embrace it and say, that's awesome. I got one of my no's. I got one of my 7 out of my 10 down. Can't wait to get my other 3. Okay? Number 2, be a billboard. Be your own advertising. Tell everyone what you do. Every single person. Make sure that if you're just meeting somebody, and have kind of selective discussions about it. Don't go up and shake somebody's hand that you were just introduced to and say, hey, I'm an insurance agent, or I work for Unitrust, But make sure that at some point you let them know what you do. Say, oh, you know what, and just in conversation, just say, wow, that's and let me just kind of backtrack here. You can always ease into something like this. For example, if someone says, oh, you know what, you want to come out to to this party that we've got, it's going to kick off, or it's a brunch that we're doing tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. It's like, I can't. I'm actually, I'm going to be, I'm actually setting appointments for the rest of my week. And they're like, what do you do? Oh, well, I just, I do mortgage protection. I help families kind of protect their mortgages. And now all of a sudden, whether that person knew what you did or not before, now they have an opportunity to at least know and inquire, A, you know what? We have a mortgage. What do what is that? I don't even know what that is. Or, you know what? I've heard about that. Are you guys hiring? And these conversations will come out of nowhere simply because you said what you do. Okay. Number 3, join a networking group. Just one. Okay. Try it, and there's a couple reasons why. And number 1 is the obvious. Join a networking group. Well, you might get some business out of it. You'll make some great contacts. You might create a great referral partner. You might actually find your next agency manager in a networking group, and that's because in a networking group you grow relationships, and then people know, like, and trust you. And when those things happen, um, they'll feel comfortable sending you business. Okay, and in a lot of cases, the people that are in your groups will actually end up doing business with you, and that's a wonderful thing. But I think even more important than any of that, and something that myself and my wife have learned over the years with networking, is you build confidence in speaking with other people that maybe you didn't know, and it teaches you how to do that. Um, it's almost like the people that say, that do these Toastmasters. They say, just get out and start speaking. If you want to be a speaker, get out and start speaking. If you want to be, if you want to help people, build their business, get out and start speaking to people, because they're not just going to automatically just show up at your door. So do that, and just watch what starts to happen to your sense of self-awareness and your body language. And again, there's actually a video that we did in Unitrust University that talks exactly about how to go in with the right attitude and set yourself up for success. But join a networking group, okay? Number 4, always have someone to call. So we're on the road a lot. We have a lot of windshield, what we call windshield time, driving from house to house on a Monday and a Tuesday while we have our appointments. While you're on the road, one of the things that you could do is always have somebody to call in the event that you're stuck in traffic. You can have some leads with you that you can call, or you can call your upline, right? Call Jeff and say, hey man, this is what's happening. Give him an update. Call me. Call somebody. Remember how we talked about those positive and constructive, and then also productive feeds. Okay, do those. Do them, like, create them yourself. Okay, don't get upset that you're stuck in traffic. No, get excited, because now I can take this time and I can actually knock out some very valuable calls and relationships with people. Call that person that you met at the networking meeting. I love doing that, because that way I can literally, accomplish several things at once. The other thing is, always have door knocks. What does that mean? So we go from one appointment to the next appointment throughout our two days of running business. And what happens if you get what we call porch? What if someone's not home? They no-show you. Man, that's a feeling, but guess what? I'm going for no, so that's okay. This is the one person that's going to do that to me, but guess what I have? I also have in that folder where I have people to call, I also have, because I'm going to be in a specific county or a specific area, I have a list of DKs, and I just write it right on the list or right on the lead sheet itself. I write DK, and this is somebody that I haven't been able to contact, and usually I want to make sure their age range is in the upper 50s, and higher, because chances are, especially if it's during the daytime, they're going to be home. Maybe somebody's retired. And I've done that, and I was doing that, and I still do that, to this day, and I'm able to see people. And at that point, my goal isn't to have an appointment. My goal is to set an appointment with them. Hey, we got your information here. I'm the licensed, I'm the field agent that was put in in charge of this for you, and I just wanted to make sure that, we got in touch with you. I'm back out here on whatever it is, Monday, tomorrow, tonight. Are you available at 6 or at 7:30? At least, isn't our point of dialing is to get people on the phone so we can make appointments? Well, now guess what? Now they're in front of you. Okay, so always have door knocks. And what I do is I'll take even old leads and I'll make sure that I keep them in piles based on location. Because again, if I'm in that area and I don't know, maybe I only have 3 appointments. If one of them no-shows me, then I've got activity. But it's all about the activity. All right, number 6. 2 more to go here, guys. Number 6, have a follow-up system. This is so crucial. And today, with all the technology that's available, there's no reason why you shouldn't have a follow-up system. A follow-up system can be something as simple as a calendar, a handwritten calendar, a Gmail calendar, a to-do list through an app like Evernote. There's millions of them, right? So I'm not going to start just rattling them off, but my point is have a follow-up list or system, because you're going to be in touch. You're going to have so much activity going on between meeting people through networking, between calling, door knocking. You're going to have new people that are coming into your system, into your sales process. You're going to have recruits that you need to follow up with. You're going to have all these different things going on. What are you doing to make sure that no one's falling through the cracks? Because you don't want to be that agent that potentially lost $5,000 a month in business because you didn't follow up with, with that person that maybe told you no today, but said, call me back, next week or 2 weeks from now, or, that my husband isn't in and, I really need him to be here to make this appointment, and you just forgot to call them. Or worse yet, and I think Jeff will vouch for this, don't miss out on, your next agency manager because you didn't follow up and call somebody, right? I mean, there's no more detrimental mistake than doing something like that, and then watching that person, maybe go to another company and become successful. I mean, so that's why you want to have a follow-up system, okay? And then lastly, guys, is give yourself the promise of strength. Start off every single day with the promise of strength, and what I mean by that is promise yourself that nothing is going to take you down, that you're too strong for anything, any one thing, any one call, any one situation that maybe was one of those negative posts to bring you down. Do not let that. You're too strong for that. All it is your mental, your mental block. You need to be able to put that up and say, you know what? Yeah, maybe I didn't just have the best appointment just now, and man, I really feel like I should have, but that's okay, because I'm better than that, and I'm going to improve, and I'm going to call Jeff right now, and I'm going to talk to him about it, but I'm going to roll right in, and Jeff is going to help you roll right into your next appointment and make sure that you knock that one down and you close it. But give yourself that promise of strength at the beginning of the day, and then know that it's there with you throughout. Because that's, guys, if we don't do that, just like a negative feed on your social media, if you start to have a lot of them, all of a sudden they all take over, and then everyone's looking for, what's the next most dramatic thing, and all of a sudden that's what takes over. Well, don't allow that to happen. Really make an effort to stay positive, to be strong, and just know that you've got an entire team. And guys, we're all going to meet each other next week. I'm so excited about that. A week from today, we'll be shaking hands, we'll be giving hugs, it'll be smiles from ear to ear. Not one negativity post is going to be coming through that door, I can promise you that. So with that being said, if anyone's got anything they wanted to add, or if you want to type in a message or anything else, listen, I think the last thing is, again, do whatever it takes. Just have an awesome weekend, okay? I'll stay on for just a few minutes if anyone's got anything, but guys, everyone else, I appreciate you, and again, get ready for conference. Thank you, guys.